can't remember. But I just haven't heard very good things about it, so I didn't buy it. And then I kind of forgot about it, and I didn't put it on hold at the library or anything. And then when I saw this, I was like, I think this is the one that I haven't read. So I looked it up, and sure enough, it was. So I grabbed it from the library, and I'm still excited to read it, even though other people have said like it's not as good as the other ones were. So it says, she lives next door. She knows your secrets. And I'll read the little blurb on the back. My past is far, far behind us, and I'll do anything to keep it that way. I used to clean other people's houses. Now I have one of my own. The charming kitchen, the quiet cul-de-sac, the huge yard where my kids can play. My husband and I worked so hard for this life. When our new neighbor invites us to dinner, a maid opens the door. Looking at her white apron and neat hair is like looking in the mirror. I know exactly what it's like to be in her shoes, but her cold stare gives me chills. That's not the only strange thing here. I'm sure I see a shadowy figure watching us. My husband leaves the house late at night, and one woman's words chill me to the bone. Be careful of your neighbors. I thought I'd left my darkest secrets behind, but could this quiet street be the most dangerous place of all? How far can one woman go to protect the life she's so carefully built for herself? The Housemaid returns in this pulse-pounding roller coaster of a thriller from Sunday Times best-selling author Freida McFadden. These are some other books by her: The Coworker, The Teacher, Never Lie, and The Inmate. And I'm pretty sure I have read all of them. I usually read all of her books because they're like so easy to read. They're quick. She's a good writer. She's got good, fun twists. Some are definitely better than others. I loved The Housemaid. I often do audiobooks of her books, but The Housemaid ones, I have read all of them. So I'm glad that I have this one to read now. Oh, it sounds so good. Does anybody else love these sounds? Oops, sorry. So I was very, very excited to find this book, and I'm excited to read it. Let me know in the comments if you have read this and if you liked it. Okay. The next book I have is Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. So, Holly Jackson wrote A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. That was a series of 3 books, I believe. And I've just really been enjoying her as an author. I flew through those books, and then I think was it 5 Survive? I think it was, that she also wrote, which I really enjoyed. I took a sticker off of here, and it's like remained sticky, which is kind of annoying, but future bookshelf. I would take the jacket off. This is kind of cool, kind of creepy. I'm gonna look at the back first. I'm assuming it's gonna be praise for advanced praise for Not Quite Dead Yet, and praise for Good Girls Guide to Murder. Praise for Survive. Oh yes, and the reappearance of Rachel Price. I really enjoyed that one too. I love it. Freida McFadden is one of the people. I don't know that I've read Last Fairy Out, but Alex Michaelides. I loved The Silent Patient, and I'm actually reading The Fury right now, which is also by him. I'll have to look at these other ones. I don't know that I've read The Cabin by Natasha Preston. Alright, should we read the blurb? Okay. In 7 days, Jed Mason will be dead. That is the 7. Now we know. Jed is the daughter of one of the wealthiest families in Woodstock, Vermont. 27 years old and back living with her parents, she's still waiting for her life to begin. I'll do it later, she always says. She has time. Until Halloween night, when she is violently attacked by an unseen intruder, suffering a catastrophic head injury. Doctors are certain that within a week, the injury will trigger a deadly aneurysm. Jet never thought of herself as having enemies, but now she looks at everyone in a new light. Her family, her former best friends, her former best friend turned sister-in-law, her ex-boyfriend. She has just 7 days, and as her condition deteriorates, she has only her childhood friend Billy for help. But nevertheless, she's absolutely determined to finally finish something. Jet is going to solve her own murder. Oh my gosh. I had not read this before buying the book. I just knew that I would like the book based on the other books I've read by this author. This sounds really intense and like sad. But also very good. I'm excited to read this one. I may put this one before the Housemaid one once I'm done with my current book. I did see A Good Girl's Guide to Murder is a show now on Netflix. Has anybody watched it? I have not. But if it's good, I would definitely consider it. I love when I find like an author that I really enjoy. Like I knew I didn't even look up the ratings or anything for this book. I just So maybe that's why I haven't read this one yet. But now that my mom gave it to me and I have it in my collection, it will definitely move up on my TBR. And after reading that description, I'm like, oh yes, like an adventure book. So fun. I love them. He always like includes like futuristic-y sci-fi type of stuff too, which I think is so fun. Okay, so that is my little book haul today. There's all three of the books together. This is a pretty like thick stack. I think 2 hardcovers and just like 3 longer books. It's sitting high up here. So maybe if you got to this point in the video, put a little key emoji for this book in the comments, or feel free to always just share book recommendations, anything, book reviews. If you've read any of these books, did you like them? What would you rate them? In the comments. I love hearing from you all. So thank you so much